Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maximo and I'm here checking out Enter the Gungeon. Namely the A Farewell to Arms update, which is the very last update the game has pretty much gotten. It's not going to get any more major content patches after this, so kind of disappointing, but at the same time it's nice to see that they're willing to move on to not so much greener pastures, but you know, more interesting patches considering how long they've been on Enter the Gungeon, but still. This is a shooter roguelike, and it is very interesting in that sense. Instead of just spending time explaining all the mechanics and whatever, we're just going to go hop straight in. Because I do not see the need to stick around for very long. We're just going to hop in and see how well I do. Because the last time I tried to do a take of this, I spent 9 minutes explaining everything, and then I played so badly that I could not justify uploading it to the channel. So, well, let's just give this a shot anyway and see how we do. You do get 4 different characters at least, which is nice. And they all start out with different weaponry, and not only different weaponry, but different passive items as well. The captain, I think that's his name, is the one I usually play, because he is generally really easy to use. His accuracy is a lot better, his gun has a fair few bullets in the mag, so you don't have to reload as often. And he also gets a free ammo dump, which is nice, because every weapon in this game that isn't the starting weapons has limited ammo, and being able to just call in one whenever you're... Shit, I did not see him. Being able to call in one whenever you damn well please is very good in my case, because I tend to need it. I am playing this on a GPD Win 2, and just to give you an idea, all the settings are on low, except for VSync, which I've turned on, so that there isn't massively ugly tearing going on. And on the GPD Win 2's hardware, which is an M37Y30 sort of embedded processor, the game runs absolutely fine. Also, this is a neat trick, but it isn't actually that useful. Being able to flip up tables. The only time it really gets useful is when you get an item that'll let you do things like fire out a shotgun blast. Speaking of shotguns. So, if you've played The Binding of Isaac before, you'll know exactly what this game is like. The levels are procedurally generated, and when you drop into one, you have to go from room to room and kill everything that's in there. They'll let you move on to the next room. And once you have done that enough, you'll eventually find the boss room, and the boss room will allow you to go on to the next floor. You can also find... Oh, hi! Burp. Buy something or get out. Well, unfortunately, I can't actually afford anything in here except the C4, so we won't worry too much about this. Yeah, sometimes you'll find weird rooms like that. You can also teleport, which is nice. Actually saves a fair bit of time. You also move faster out of combat, which is not something they had in the original version of the game. Time for that dodge completely wrong. But yeah, this game has received a multitude of updates over the years that it's been out, and it has improved it significantly. My major problem with the game was that the sort of guns and amount of damage that you could output at any one time was way too low, and you also moved around way too slowly. How did they solve this? They made the loot tables way more generous, and they also made it so that the game... They also made it so that you can move faster when you're outside of combat. But they also let you keep the original loot on as an option if you want to, which is actually a really nice thing. And I will show you all that once we die. So I haven't actually explained the basic controls yet, and there's a reason for that. You can remap them, and I have. Because playing on the GPD Win 2 is a little bit different to playing on a default Xbox 360 controller, which this game sort of expects. But you can actually rebind all the controller bindings, which is really nice. But just to explain the basics, you can move with the left stick, aim with the right stick, fire with the right trigger, and you can dodge with the left trigger. Your dodge is actually... Your dodge does have iframes, but it's kind of hard to get used to. Like, I've been playing this game for a few hours already, and I'm still having trouble getting used to it, because it's very specific. might as well unlock it and see what it is. It is an angry shell. Angry bullets. I wonder if this applies to all my bullets. Oh, well. We'll just head back along here and head straight upwards. Oh god, they just fly out everywhere. That's what they do. Okay. Sure, I can appreciate that. It's just more damage per bullet. +1 bullets for 45 coins. Or I can buy myself an extra key. I'll probably get an extra key as part of, like, the boss fight, so I might as well buy +1 bullets, because I have the feeling that that will actually be, like, more damaging bullets. We can actually check. If we press select, we can actually see what guns we're carrying, our active items and our passive items. Hitting an enemy has a chance to refire at a nearby enemy, and are precisely 1 better than normal bullets. Great. You do also have, like, full-on gun cyclopedias, item cyclopedias, enemies, and bosses, which is nice, but we won't spend too long in there. You do also have some other items that are worth talking about. I completely missed that key my first time through. I have this annoying tendency to miss keys. I don't know what it is. But yeah, you also have other items that you can deal with. You've got money, which is bullets. You've got keys, which are bullets with keys on the end. You have... And you have blanks. Blanks are actually a really interesting concept. They're basically just smart bombs that can destroy bullets. So, if you find yourself needing to get out of the way of a particularly nasty bullet swarm, and you basically have zero chance of dodging out of the... Fuck. You basically have zero chance of dodging out of the way of it, i.e. me, you can hit a button, I think I have it mapped to B, and that will set off a blank. You can also start as a character who will automatically use blanks, I think. It might also be just a passive item. I know it's at the very least a passive item, so, you know, that's a thing. Thankfully, that boss wasn't too much trouble to deal with. They can be, though. So, at the end of a boss, you get items, like I got some health here. I also got a boss credit. And these... Wow. I also get a... Brain. Work with me, brain. Oh, shame. Okay. We didn't actually get to unlock that room up in the top left. Maybe they just needed a regular key. I thought you would have needed, like, a special key to unlock the bigger doors. But yeah, anyway. What was I saying? You get the boss credits. The boss credits are... Ooh, it's a laser beam. That sets fire to things. I appreciate this quite heavily, but I'm going to save it, because in this game you want to save your most powerful weaponry for the bosses. Or at the very least, shit you're going to have trouble dealing with. But yeah, that's how you unlock stuff. You take your credits back to the main area and people will have items for you to buy, which will show up in the dungeon. And that's basically your progression in this game, which is cool. Don't want to fall down pits, but you can dodge roll all over them. There is also a gun that lets you float, which is a little bit bizarre. Just a bullet. And a double vision. Damn, I wish I had enough money for that key. Alright, we'll just move on. Goodbye. We're just going to swap back to the sidearm, save the ammo. You bastard. Yeah, that bastard buffs dudes, so you really want to make sure that they die first. Dodge. Oh, I want to swap to a weapon that I have low ammo on. There we go. Oh, it's the red one, so it refills every gun, at least a little bit. Oh, green. What's this? It's an active item. Get ethereal. Active items are on LB by default, I think? So do I... yeah, I'll take it. Get ethereal, that probably means I become invincible, so... I'll take it, because I have the feeling it's going to be more useful than just one ammo drop. But yes, The game is difficult. There are, I think, like 5 or 6 dungeon floors. There are also some extra hard floors because, you know, it's a roguelike. There kind of has to be, like, the more hidden ones from time to time. Can also hold the Y button to slow down time and give you time to figure out what items that you do want to be using. You little piece of shit. Got him. You can tell when you've killed everything in the room when the camera focuses back on you, which is nice. You know what, fuck it. I don't feel like dealing with this guy. Eat burning head. Thank you. Yeah, the balancing is usually alright, although it's definitely not like the Binding of Isaac, where you can become stupid overpowered during a run. Mainly because they actually have a mechanic that limits how much damage you can do to a boss at any one time, which is something I wasn't aware of until I read it in the changelog that they actually upped it for this version, which is a interesting concept. Making it so that your game is easier to become overpowered in is not something you would expect a developer to do, but nevertheless. But yeah, the game is pretty well mechanically balanced, although there are definitely times where you find yourself with absolutely no good guns. There are also some areas that will kind of expedite this sort of approach. The main example that I have is that in this game you can actually unlock shortcuts down to later Gungeon floors. And in this particular case, I'm trying to unlock Gungeon Floor 3. And to unlock it, I need to get through with 140 money and 4 keys, which is a lot to have by the end of the second floor, I've got to say. It's possible. I know for a fact that it's possible because I have actually gotten very close to it. But it will also limit the crates that you can open because you can't open crates without keys, which means you're not going to be able to get many very useful... Vertebrae 47. That's actually awesome. The guns in this game are just ridiculous. But that's half the fun. Oh, it's this thing. Alright, let's see what the vertebrae has. What the fuck? Holy shit, look at that gun go. My god, man. Then again, this probably isn't helped by the fact that I've got angry bullets, but Jesus. That is actually... There's a blank for ya. That is actually 11 different kinds of... There's another blank for ya. Fan-fucking-tastic. God, I'm happy I opened that crate. Sometimes you don't get anything worth 2 shits when you open a crate, but damn, that was worth it. Good night, sunshine. Alright. A little bit of money, some credits, and what did I get? Ooh! The shock rifle. I know this one. Bzz, 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 bzz. Yes. This is actually a good run. I'm happy. I'm happy that I decided to record this because, yes. Let's talk about something else for a bit. The graphics. Mainly the fact that almost everything is some kind of bullet. Basically, you look at everything and you're like, oh, that's a bullet. That is also a bullet. Everything is a bullet. And this is not something that I disagree with because... It is actually a really cool looking theme. They did a fantastic job with making everything a bullet. Because everything has to be a bullet. Let's get that vertebrae rifle back out. That ground is poison. I don't want to be on it for too long. Avoid everything. But yeah, the game does look really good as well. Like, there are a lot of things that go into making this game look good. It's got pixel art that doesn't suck, for one. It's got a lot of debris as well. Like, everything that you shoot in this game has, like, this sort of effect that goes out from it that just leaves particles and shit everywhere, and it looks fantastic. And of course, it also has some really nice effects. I am playing this on low just so the recording doesn't crap out, but when you play this game on high, it looks amazing. And... it does control really well as well. Outside of the fact that the dodge can be a little bit hard to get a hang of even when you've got plenty of time in the game. I haven't even used that active item yet. I really should. I'm just kind of used to the idea of not using it because I'm used to holding on to the ammo dump for as long as I can reasonably maintain it. So I end up not using the active items that much just due to the muscle memory. Yeah, you laugh at me, a little bitch. The soundtrack is pretty cool too, but I think they wasted a lot of the game's good soundtrack on the main theme. Because the main theme of this game is really awesome. Yes, they can hop into minecarts, ride around, and just shoot at you from the... Fuck me. They can hop on, ride around, and shoot you in the minecarts, which is certainly something. Hang on, I'm gonna swap to the marine sidearm. Just so I'm not wasting too much ammo. Hi, what you got for me? The lowercase r. It's kind of a dick, honestly. I mean that in the metaphorical sense. The thing about the lowercase r is that it's actually a really shitty gun. There are shitty guns in this game. The problem with the shortcut system in this game is that it's not really worth taking in the grand scheme of things. Mainly because the shortcut makes you skip floors, so obviously you skip all the resources that you could have gotten from that floor, but you also end up getting a free gun. They give you a free gun as part of the whole, you know, you skip the floor and you're probably going to want some resources to help you out along the way. But the thing is, the three guns that they give you, the unfinished gun, the crossbow, and the lowercase r, are all terrible. So you just end up in a position where it's almost impossible to... You end up in a position where it's shit. Where it's almost impossible to really build up resources. Yeah, I kind of paid for just charging him on that one. Right, so you can see I've died 34 times. Let's just return to the breach so I can actually show off what the breach is before we go on a second run. So we can actually pick a different character, and I will this time. We'll pick the, We'll pick the hunter. Why not? There's the dog. You can pet the dog. This is actually something they added after the Farewell to Arms update, because someone on Twitter brought it up. But yeah, we can have a wander around and talk to people. I just walked into the tutorial. Whoops. Yeah, that's the tutorial, but we're not going to actually make you sit through that. These guys give you quests. You need to hunt 20 Blobulon. These are also characters that will show up from time to time in the dungeon. And yeah, this is where you come to skip down levels. So we can actually start Gungeon level 2. This is one of the guys that sells you stuff, but I can't afford him. Or whatever he is he's selling. Areas of it do start boarded up, so as you get more characters, as you go in, you will eventually unlock more stuff. And we can wander in here and buy stuff as well. We'll buy the Origuni for 6 credits. Poor robot. And just while we're out here, before we really and truly hop back into the Gungeon, we'll go have a look at the options. There's plenty of them. Like, seriously. I'm not even going to bother explaining what half of this stuff does, because a lot of it is really obvious. It's also nice that you can actually turn off or on the auto-aim on the controller. You can even make the UI tiny, the cursor. Speedrun mode and beast modes. You can change the keyboard and the controller bindings, including an additional blank binding, which is really nice, although I don't use that because I'm on a GPD Win 2 and that's not where it thinks it is. But that is absolutely fine. A bunch of video options. Admittedly, it's kind of hard to make this game look really good with the way the pixels work, but yeah, you can just do it however you please. I like the way I'm doing it because it fills most of the screen without looking too terrible, and some basic audio options. So yeah, pretty good PC version. Optimized really well on the GPD Win 2. It barely drops frames if I'm playing on low with VSync on, which I appreciate. So yeah, we go back down to level 2, which is nice. And we can pick up either a crossbow, an unfinished gun, or a lowercase r. We're going to take the crossbow because, honestly, screw dealing with the other two guns. They are shit house. At least this gun can kill, like, these little grunt guys in one shot. Screw you, grenade. I've had enough of your shit. It can be a little bit tough to see where you're going if you're on the edge of the screen and running backwards. But the camera is usually pretty good at keeping a good eye on you. The game definitely does get hard. I haven't actually beaten it myself. The furthest I think I've gotten down is like floor 5, but even then I only lasted like a couple of minutes while I was down there. It does definitely get more difficult as time goes on. Oh, fuck's sake. Fucking Jesus! As you can tell, I really am bad at the dodge rolling. Thankfully, the sidearm does do more damage, even though it does have, like, less shots in it. Oh, that's a decent amount of money, at least. The blunderbuss and the wind-up gun. I haven't actually seen the wind-up gun yet. I have played with the blunderbuss, though, and it doesn't really do enough damage to be worth single shot status. The only reason I took the crossbow is because it's, like, the only decent option down on the second floor. I wish there was a way to improve that. Is there a way to improve that? If there is, I haven't found it yet. I have been playing this game for a very significant amount of time, and I still barely know that much about it. I know how to find some of the secret levels, but I haven't even tried to get to them, just due to the, like, just due to how hard it is normally. Thank God he's gone. Oh yeah, shield. And there are definitely some more impressive challenges in the game, like, fuck me dead. Like, the major thing about unlocking, the ability to go down to later levels is that you need to finish the level before them without taking a single hit. You can't even use, like, the bullet shield things. You have to beat the levels without getting hit once. Good fucking luck, sunshine. I have managed to do it on the first level, and I've come close to doing it on the second level, but yeah. It can be a bit of a shit, I'll tell you that much. Oh hey, angry bullets again. Oh no, it's homing bullets. Fire and forget. That's actually pretty good for me, because as we all know, I'm shit at games, so good luck to me actually trying to aim. How did that miss me? I hate those birds. There are also some other characters in the game, like there are two they just added. There's one super secret character, and the character that is improving everyone's mood about the game's longevity is actually a character that starts out with random weaponry. So you can play it a lot like, what was it, Eden from The Binding of Isaac? When's that expansion going to come out anyway? I haven't heard any details about when that final expansion for Binding of Isaac is going to come out anyway. They said Afterbirth was going to be the That was dumb, even for me. They said Afterbirth was going to be the last one, but yeah. Never is with the most popular... It never is with the roguelike that basically made roguelikes popular. It never is going to be the last thing, is it? So, now see, this is one of the runs that kind of sucks, because you hope for a good gun to show up at some point, but it just never does. Right. Back to the shop. Mate, do they have another key for me to buy? They do. I'm going to take the wind-up gun as well, because I need a gun that's not terrible. Please let there be something good in here. Ah, yes. The Mr. Aggression Jr., which is literally just fires out models of the solar system. I'm not even joking. Like, look. Fires replicas of planets from a fictional solar system. Yes, the guns in this game are just that awesome. Grab that health, and... There are side quests to do, but they haven't been showing up very often in my most recent runs, which is kind of annoying. Like, map out the entire level. There are shooting ranges where you have to shoot in a very specific way, very accurately. Stuff like that, you know? Yeah, this bitch is an absolute bitch. Oh yeah, I hate that. Come on, I've got to try and get to at least level 3. Yes, these guns just get more and more ridiculous the more that you use them, and it is fantastic. So what does the wind-up gun do? I'm honestly not quite sure. At least I got homing boards working for me. Screw dealing with that noise for longer than I absolutely need to. Shit. Let's get the plant gun back out. It was doing way more damage. That ought to do it. That actually went pretty well. Usually I'm terrible at that boss. What did I get? 2 keys, a little bit of health, and what's this? Reload faster. I'll take it. Nothing wrong with being able to reload. Wound up. I saw that just as we were going down. What does that mean? I'm guessing you just have to... wait for it or something? Hang on. Maybe if I hit X... No, hang on. Let's see what the Ammonomicon has to say. It's nice being able to go in and just see what it does. Decreases in damage output as the clip empties. Okay, that makes more than enough sense. Actually, we'll keep using it. No reason not to, really. It's better than the Marine sidearm, or the... in this case, it's the revolver. Budget revolver? But yeah, the gun variety is great. The general quality of the gunplay is good. Trying to get through it is going to be really difficult. I mean, I haven't managed to pull it off yet. Oh, happy key. That means there's something on this floor that I need to go find. Fuck, where did that one come from? There's plenty of enemies, plenty of cool guns to use, and it's, considering the fact that it's gotten several free content updates, like, it's not even, like, it's not even akin to, what's it called? Binding of Isaac, where you have to pay for the expansions. No, they gave it all out for free. I'm gonna sneeze. There it goes. Right. Gamma ray and some ammo. And, ooh. Now, I do actually want to consider this. So, if I feed this gun to the muncher, that'll be 1. Now, if I feed another gun to the muncher, I will get a, Now, if I feed another gun to the Muncher, it'll give me yet another gun. So, basically, I just need to get myself another gun. If it's a bad gun, I can feed it in. If it's a good gun, I can feed a gun that I don't want in. Wow, I have a lot of keys. And there's the boss room. So, teleport back up here. Wow, they're not, I've got 4 keys, but they won't give me any bloody chests. It's the most annoying thing imaginable. I imagine there's a chest up in here, though. Yep. And it's got a gun. A trank gun. Non-lethal, okay, but honestly, frankly, it just kind of looks like a better pistol. So let's just feed it into the Muncher and see what we get. A snowballer may contain rocks. Let's continue exploring the floor. We've got a cell key, we might as well put it to good use. Oh good, it stops enemies. That's actually really useful. Yeah, you can definitely see the homing bullets working on this one. Just all immediately get into... You little shits. Stay in the middle. That actually sounds like a way better idea. So I've got plenty of room to walk straight into a fucking bullet. Okay, that's 1 down. 2. Oh god, I'm down to 1 hit again. I hate dealing with those things. I'm just hoping I can get to wherever I need the cell key for before I die, because unlocking characters in this opened my mouth. Ah, whatever. So that was a quick look at Enter the Gungeon. It's a really enjoyable roguelike. The action is great. Dodging is a little bit iffy, but, you know, that's just kind of me being shit at the same time as the game being a little bit, maybe a little bit less generous than it should be. It looks good. It's got a great presentation where literally everything is a bullet. Sounds pretty good too, although the main theme just kind of steals the show from the rest of the music. And there's plenty of content. Bunch of free expansions, and the fact that it's hard as nails means that it'll take a while to beat. I've easily got 5 or 6 hours in it. It doesn't actually keep track in the game, but I've mainly been playing this in Steam offline mode, so it doesn't actually track the time properly either, but yeah. I used to not like it that much, but thanks to the patches doing things like making it so that you can move faster outside of battle, they've made the loot a bit more generous, and they've made it so that you can deal more damage just in general. Yeah. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I used to back when it originally came out. I actually bought it back when it came out, I'm not even joking. So, yeah. At this point, I recommend it. Probably not on sale anymore, because it was, like, on sale when they released the final expansion, but, yeah. If you have the opportunity to pick it up on here, or Switch, or PlayStation 4, or Xbox, I fully recommend it. Unless you're not very good at video games, which I am, in which case you should probably play something a little bit easier. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.